sure you go rep the Wild Bunch merchandise. Focus Energy Drinks. Use the code I'm Not Capping for 10% on all your orders.
Fuck it, I'm stacked, but I don't have to sell dope just cause I'm black and rap. Facts.
See yours truly, Big Sheem. What it do?
What it do?
Good to be back.
Yes, indeed.
Sir. Before we get into it, I just want to go ahead. Lo, you weren't here for this episode, but Pops, I was right. You see, they talking about they trying to pay that bag for your boy Drake, man. What you think? You still think I'm crazy, huh?
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Drake is doing his thing. I don't know what the hell going on. This stuff here is crazy with Drake and everything. But hey, what did he say? He the savior. Let's see what he do.
You can't stop the king. Lo, you heard them leaks. I know you heard a couple of them leaks. He coming. I told you he ain't going down. He coming hard, man.
I did hear a few of them. And
I don't
Drake,
know if you heard.
Okay, but Drake is more of a summer artist anyways because he got so many different styles and shit. Ooh. So
Lo, I told him and Rose, you weren't here. I told him and Rose, watch the setup and watch what happens over this coming months.
Okay.
Kendrick's gonna fall off. He's gonna disappear. And watch, we're gonna be in store for a summer of Drake. Them leaks is hard.
Best believe he gonna keep Kendrick's name out his mouth though.
Oh, he gonna dry hit him. He gonna dry hit him. That's what he gonna do.
It's a longevity battle. He may have won the battle. He don't win the war.
Yep.
We'll see.
But mentioning the summer, Pops, going back, man, what's some of your favorite summer anthems you can think about, man?
Well, you already know Will Smith, Summertime. That's a classic. It always come back. That joint been rocking since I was a kid. Then we got that, I ain't gonna lie, when Jay-Z and JD, Money Ain't a Thing, and they riding around with the car talking about this is how we do it. Now that was hot. And then they had the DMX joint, the Rough Riders album. Stop, shut them down. Them cats was going hard, bro. So you already know what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking for some nice old school, looking for some, I'm still waiting for your young boys to give us a southern anthem. Y'all still can't catch up to the old school. We still waiting for y'all to give us something.
That's what we got Drake here for.
Huh?
Drake? Low, what's Drake for the summer, man?
Some of my favorites had to be Don't Like, Chief Keef, Sosa. Bruh, to be honest, Akon had a lot of them back in like early 2000s that I really liked.
Go Getter.
And then Lil Jon was dropping them summer bangers, bro. Get Low, come on. Those are my favorites, though.
Hey, Lo, I see your boy. We requested it. It looked like T Grizzley is. I see him. He coming up with a take, man.
Hey,
I seen a couple snippets.
I sent you that BFP the Pac-Man song. With Caleb. That's gonna be definitely.
I think we're gonna have a good summer, man. I definitely expect a major banger for Drake. I'm still expecting Thug. I think Thug is though between Thug and Lucci. I still think someone got to drop a.
You keep forgetting Thug might go back to jail, bro, for violation.
I don't think that'll be. If they get him, that's gonna confirm that the Atlanta police did what they did. So
I want Double O to drop an album too.
I think you don't get that. I see this is an interesting. I don't know if people have been paying attention. The Quavo and Lil Baby. I'm not sure how that dynamic's gonna sound, but I think that's still been interesting pairing because at one point in time they kind of
They're making an album.
They dropped a single. I think it drops Friday.
I think Quavo can just adapt to any beat, so it's really gonna be depending on how Lil Baby sound on it.
Because you got two heavy auto-tune people, so I don't know. If we get old school Lil Baby, I think it could work. I think they're gearing up to something because we've been saying it, but quiet as kept. Atlanta on the clock.
Yeah, they ain't had nobody banging
if
for
they
a minute.
don't, if they don't get another banger for the city, I think the time may be out. I really think, to me personally, Detroit is really running off with it.
Detroit,
Especially with the
and
new sound. So I'm kind of curious to see, maybe this unites the city and Atlanta can get a couple people to hop on, but I just don't think to me personally, I don't think their styles are gonna match, especially from what we've been hearing from Lil Baby lately.
and it's
You
just
think?
it's just so
Yeah.
hard to go mainstream nowadays. Like it takes a lot of time, a lot of craft, and then you also got to get those streams up.
Yeah, I mean that's another interesting, topic I definitely wanted to get into is the effects on streaming.
I think
Pops,
it's
do you think
terrible.
streaming has killed hip hop?
Yep, it's terrible because it's fake numbers, man, and you need to actually see people move the product. This stuff here is like it's like dialing in, man. We used to have this thing called the music box for the videos, and dudes would just put it on auto call for the same song, and that was falsifying. That's falsifying numbers, and that's what that streaming does. Because, like I told you, y'all got guys talking about, well, we went platinum. What? Or for what? Straight garbage, and you can falsify the number. Plus, like I said, with streams, how do you verify? It's easy. Anybody can take it. It's just like us. Oh man, let me send it to you. Let me send it to them. Technically, that's streaming. And the artist ain't getting no real bread for it. Because don't it take like millions and millions of streams just to get some real paper?
Well, I
So,
mean, yeah,
and
More
then
like
to make
hundreds
it
of
is that.
thousands. But once
yeah.
they get to the millies, they can get some good paper.
But
Well,
then you
that's
got to
real.
think the
I mean,
record
at that
company
point,
eats half of it. Most of them have it with them record companies that's eating that money off of that. You're not even getting none of that.
yeah. I mean, I definitely think because, I mean, most of the time we used to listen to the radio where, okay, what's new, what's hot, but like
Mm-hmm.
now where you can
They
just
just play the
research stuff,
same things the whole time now.
and that's another thing because like I think the streaming it's done a lot more harm than good, but like the good part is you got the options to listen and tap into different artists rather than the radio is systematic of you're gonna
Well, the
listen to
radio
this.
goes by requests, and then
Right.
they sit here and request and wink, wink. You pay the DJ, and then they start spinning it for you. But that's how it usually work. Now with the streaming, I think the stream would have been beautiful, like new artists, new people. They trying to break into the game. Now that's perfect way to break into the game. But if you're, an artist and you become mainstream, you should be using, the other tools. So then your numbers will be correct. This remind me, what's that? MySpace. They had that little crazy thing, MySpace, back in the days, and people, oh yeah, you get paid, and then you find out these cats ain't even getting no paper, really.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's interesting because, like we said, I mean, even going back to the Kendrick and Drake stuff, where everyone laughed, but like, I mean, you heard 50, you heard Kanye was like, Drake's going to win because everyone does it. Everyone falsifies these numbers, and then it just, like we said, how do you consider something a legit stream, or you didn't pay for it, or these are
Mm-hmm.
just bots going through it, and like. I
Because
think
you
you're
think,
right, though. I think
but
it needs to be a system where
mhm.
the mainstream has to go through mainstream, and then but like you still have your DJs and stuff have a pool of new artists that they're forced to play.
All the streaming, I think, what might be hot. Like that streaming should be for like the mixtapes. Like when you trying to break in. Once you break in, you can't put your music on that no more unless it's new release and it's free music. You know what I mean? Free
Right.
music. Put that on there, and then the artist can get paper. Because
And
right
it's
now I
also
think a
hard.
lot of.
No,
Hmm?
you keep going. You keep going.
Yeah, because I think a lot of artists are getting ripped off right now. They getting ripped off big time. To me, that's the simple format. That's why before they used to have y'all heard about the big, like in the 90s and late 2000, early 2000s, these guys had $1 million budgets because they was bringing that much revenue in. Now what they did, they flipped it and doing these 360 deals on dudes and giving these dudes maybe 2 album deals. And most of these cats, like you said, they got one single and they gone, or these guys are set up for failure. And that's how it's looking right now. It's like a lot of these cats are set up for failure.
Yeah.
It's also harder with the radio with them playing new stuff because they got to have the radio edit. They got to edit out all the cuss words and all the things talking about drugs and guns and all that stuff. So it's just harder for the radio stations to play that new stuff.
Well, I never thought about that, where it is harder because of everyone's music, where we're such a trap era and like realism of it. You playing like, even like we laugh, where like I always say, like Back in Blood is a real story if you do your research behind it, and it turns into a club banger. But everything that happened on that song, Shiesty was
crazy
in it.
story. King
like that's another thing with Vaughn, where it's like you play this stuff on the thing, you are getting like you bringing up someone's real personal life, where before it was just a story. Like Pops, you were saying a couple episodes where you guys told a story about someone down the block, or someone they knew.
We didn't see what it is. Y'all generation, everybody want to show they real, and showing you real. Like before, like our code was, you didn't want the police to know who you were. You didn't want people to know. Now your generation, yo man, I'm a killer. Let me tell you who I killed. What? You just solved the own mystery, you know what I mean? And then the first thing they do is come back and say, well, I was lying. Nah, dog, you was too precise on the murders. That's like King Von. They going back through that dude music and using his music to close cases. You know what I mean? And you're like, whoa, wow, this is crazy. Because cats ain't smart enough to say, you know what? It was Johnson who did it. And this is just a story I'm telling. See what I'm saying? They don't do that. I'm real. I got to show you I'm real. I was robbing the cat. Yo, I was driving my beams when I robbed him. You know what I mean? That's how real I was. I didn't even hide my face. I pulled out. You know what? I got it for 10 stacks. And I shot at him.
And then they'll list a specific gun too. And it'll match
You're
ballistics.
on video, yeah, and you tell on yourself, and you like, why are you doing this to yourself? Then the first thing they say is, "Your cats ain't real." No, bro, you stupid. You told on yourself, And look at the murders that we see. All the rappers getting killed. Nobody even getting killed for $1 million. They get knocked off for $50,000, $40,000. Man, these cats is, it just lets you know how cats are stupid. And then or your Instagram, always on something to tell.
They trying to put a value on a life, bro. 50K.
Mm-hmm. What you gotta think is like our generation, I think, is the worst, where it's the justification. The whole thing about the streets is to do it to get out. Like, how we laugh, it's like you doing something to get out of it. You move this to move. Yeah, but now, you like we laugh about the people in the West Coast. Dog, you 60-something years old. Why are you still? You should have been got your money clean. You should have been, you shouldn't be a big homie no more. The big homie supposed to, hey, youngster, hey, dog, get out. Go get your money.
They can't do it because it's not even about that no more. It's the lifestyle. They love it. You know what I mean? Most drug dealers they get caught because they love the lifestyle. They can't go back and be a normal dude and say, you know what? Guess what? I got $200,000 I got from the drug game. You know what I mean? So let me just go get me a regular job and I can, use that $200,000 to, do something. Hell no, they ain't gonna do that. They want to go back in the streets. They want everybody to know, look at me. Look at me. I could buy that chick. And then next they back into the same predicament they were in before. But it's the lifestyle. They want that camera on. They want the lights. That's what happened with Big Meats. If he'd have chilled out, he would have been all right because they was chasing him. But hell, man, he already knew he wanted to go to jail because the shit he was doing. You like, come on, dog, you rubbing these fucking feds in the face. You think all they doing is setting you up where you can't win. And that's what happened. They all went down. Yeah, they went down as one of the best peoples, but come on, man. Shit, you ain't even had to go down like that.
No, that's facts. I mean, it'd just be nice to see if someone ever just resets the tone for, my generation and even for Logan, where Go get your bread, be happy, and go and get out. Like, you ain't gotta sit here and go do 40, 50 years. You lost all the money. Now you're in debt when you come out, and you killing, like, rappers are killing the whole rap game now because it's not even enjoyable. About time you get to know someone's, not even their whole catalog, they in jail. And it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing there no more. And I think that's like the worst thing they done did.
Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree with it,
But jumping to our next topic, club music. I know, Pops, you fading out the club scene, but how we still playing music that you when you was in the? We don't have no club anthems no more.
Because
like it blows my mind.
But think what we keep talking about is over and over. Y'all cats got 1 minute songs. You can't make no anthem up for 1 minute. Dude got 2 verses, the song is over. You know what I mean? You gotta understand. What's your boy? That dude. Man, one of them rappers you put me on too. I was checking out his money.
Baby Tron.
Nah, not him. It's this other one. This dude music is 1 minute, man. I think he got 2 minute song, 2 minute song, 1 minute and 30 seconds. And I'm like, dude, y'all can't make no banger in that. That can't be no anthem. It's over too much. And you think about you, like you said, damn, they still rocking the old school. Dog, listen to how long the song is. The average song was like 3 to 4 minutes. Now, y'all cats talking about your attention span is only a minute. A minute, 2 verses, 3 hooks, and the song is over. You ain't gonna make no bangers like that. And plus, y'all kids don't care. We cared about the music back then. Yo, I'm gonna make something. That's why if you ever notice what they always do, they always dated. You ain't P game? Yo, it's 1992. Oh, it's 94. Right. It's 97. It's 99. They predated, so you know. And you think about y'all. What you talking about, some Sosa? Y'all talking about some Sosa is the banger for y'all? That's how y'all join are. Y'all ain't even got no real hits or anything that you can rock with. And that's real talk.
Hold on. You're not going to disrespect Love Sosa like that.
Hey, that's it. That's y'all banger. That's y'all banger. Bro. That's y'all summer banger. That's your only club hit.
Nah, our club hits are old as shit.
Like, y'all ain't got no new stuff. Y'all ain't got nothing new.
No, because it's all gangster rap now. It's all gangster rap and mumble rap.
I'm tired of hearing the girls. I'm sorry, man. So I ain't going to club. Yo, all right, girl, you got it.
Yo, bro. You know what I noticed? Yo, them girl rappers, man, are nasty. All of them say the same thing. Yo, I got 3 different men. Yo, put it in my mouth. Do this. And I'm like, it's no lyrics at all. These girls,
because they all get the lyrics written for them. They just saying that shit.
But you know what I noticed? The girls love it, man. Them girls is worse than us. The girls love that nasty girls talking that nasty. Yo, they talking. Yeah, they spitting. I'm like, shit, this ain't no spitting to me. This is straight trash, Because Lotto now, she's starting to make me mad. I ain't really feeling her no more. You know what I mean?
What they call a big mama?
Oh, God. She ain't feeling. The only person is Gorilla. I ain't gonna lie. She only can rap one way.
But her accent gets me, bro.
I gotta give it to them. They give us some good beats, boy. Yeah, they give us some good beats. And what happened to Megan? Where Megan at? Where she at? Disappear?
Man, that was you. I ain't never been a fan of Megan Thee Stallion. She was.
Hey, Megan be throwing. That's it. Ain't nobody else. And you see Carly. Carly just keep making them Spanish joints that nobody even knows she even rapping anymore, making millions. She the smartest one. Carly B. Carly B. Yeah, she the smartest, dog. She doing all that international music, getting them good checks. That's how she getting that paper. She ain't dropping nothing.
Cardi was good at the beginning of her career, like 2016, when she was making like Bodak Yellow and shit.
Yeah, because somebody wrote her lyrics. She tried to write her own. That's why she can't come up with a second album. She having problems. She trying to act like she ain't. You better go ahead and get a ghostwriter. You should have had your husband write it.
She rapped better when she was with Offset, bro.
Well, hey, she got 100 million. She don't care about it no more.
Yeah. Bro, I want Nicki to just come back in the game and fuck everything up, bro.
She can't.
I know she can't, but I
Nicki's
want
done.
to.
Her time is up. I think she could come out with a couple of singles. She need help. Only way Nicki could come back strong is she gonna need like. And matter of fact, you know what? Yeah, just remind me, Drake gonna bring her back. You know that the summer Drake and Wayne gonna drop. They gonna drop their classic single just to to get the streets talking, and both of them. Then all of a sudden Drake will be singing
I
to
think
her.
Drake coming solo.
You know?
I think Drake having a solo record. I don't think he don't have any features.
No,
Drake's
gonna have a lot of features.
Nah, because he gotta have his.
This next hit is gonna be solo.
You gotta think. He gotta go back and he can
promise you, he is going to have a lot of features on this album.
I'm telling you,
I'm talking about his next hit is going to be solo. I'm telling you, I don't think he got to prove a point. He don't have to remind everybody who's the king.
Bro, it's gonna be some R&B shit, bro.
Huh? You got the R&B stuff with him and Party.
Matter of fact, since you just said that, I'm curious. Who is the king? Who y'all guys think is the king of rap right now?
Drake's still the king. Ain't no.
What? So you don't think he lost his crown?
I told you, Drake. To me, Drake didn't lose. I already told you Drake didn't lose.
I think J. Cole.
Nah,
you said Cole?
Cole ain't got no crown, boy. Nobody respects him, bro. You know, the older cats, they left him when he dropped out, bro. Once he dropped out,
I can't give it to Kendrick because of longevity and he just be.
Well, I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say this. This remind me of. I could say I think he took the crown, Kendrick, for the second. Now Drake got to take it back, yank it back. I think he ran and stole the crown just because you can't front this dude Drake. I don't know out there. But man, this song is still playing. This song is better than the 30-30 song. You know what I mean? This dude got 4 songs out there at the same time. And think about it.
Hey, Sheem, clock this right now. Kendrick is not gonna go missing this summer. Kendrick is going to drop a banger after this tour that he's on that I'm going to.
Who?
You say Kendrick's dropping something, huh?
Kendrick is dropping, bro.
I think he's
not gonna go silent. I promise you that.
I think he is.
He's dropping after the tour, bro. I guarantee he's dropping after the tour.
I don't think he's coming after Drake no more. I think he's gonna chill.
Unless Drake gives him a little dry shot, like y'all said,
Drake is going to keep clapping at him.
Yeah.
Bro, he's not, bro. Drake
ain't got
enough
because you gotta think. I think Drake gonna clap at him. He gonna hit Ross. He ain't
gonna hit everybody.
He gonna bang them all out.
When that lawsuit, you don't clap this right here. He wins that lawsuit. He don't drop on the same time frame. Sing and laugh at y'all.
All right, we'll see.
Just Kendrick. You think
Kendrick
he got
the
crown?
Stay silent if he got his...
He gonna come and snatch that crown for Kendrick and say, "Baby, nobody takes the crown from the king." And then that's when Jay-Z gonna drop something. And that's when Jay gonna come out and drop a song.
Whoa.
Yeah, Jay-Z gonna come out and talk about him and his wife.
They can't say nothing.
You know? Yeah, Jay-Z's slick.
Bro, if Jay-Z is smart, he would stay quiet.
Nah, because he got to brag. One thing about Jay-Z, a bragger. He gonna have to tell you guys how he beat these lawyers, how he beat them charges. I'm gonna tell you guys, when you Hova, this is what Hova does. You know, y'all cats understand. Hova been beating charges from '88. You know what I mean? Shit, I'm the only cat can shoot his own brother and don't get no charges and brag about it.
Y'all are stupid.
Remember, it's 2.8 over now. You know what I mean? With the B mean Billy. You know he coming back with something hard. Change the game.
What you don't say him and LL, huh?
Nah, L slick. L already dropped his joint.
OJ.
Y'all forgot L came out with Eminem.
This movie actually crazy.
I'm surprised, he going crazy out there, man. His wifey left him. He really going crazy. He about to go get him a new one. You know what I mean?
What is wife?
Bringing a half naked girl to the Grammys.
Yeah. Just to show his dominance. I'm gonna show your white folks. I'm gonna make
get
this white woman
invited,
get butt naked out here.
He wasn't even invited to the Grammys. I wonder why.
I said Kanye be doing that stuff. I'm gonna show y'all. He got the wife of his dreams, and look what happened. Get him for $200,000 a month. God damn. Shit. Nigga, he gonna go
a month
broke.
is crazy.
Yo, you gonna go broke.
Kanye, absolutely not.
Y'all are crazy. So what's your thoughts, Pops? You checked out the academic interview?
Yeah, man. You know, Kanye is Kanye. What I tell you, Kanye is, I don't know. First of all, I don't know why people even entertain him. That's number one. Number two is he's Damon Dash of the rap game, bro. You know, his message, like right now, like I told you about him wearing the Ku Klux Klan stuff. He should have explained why he was wearing that shit. You know what I mean? Look, guess what? I'm wearing this to prove a point. You see this swastika? The reason I'm rocking it because I'm trying to bring awareness to this is not bad all the time. Because guess what? This is a symbol that's in Egypt. All across every pyramid got this swastika symbol. It used to be good. It was representing good. That's why Hitler took it, because he wanted a symbol to show that it's all around the world. And that symbol is all around the world. It's in almost every pyramid has the swastika around it. See, that's what Kanye should have been doing, educating, instead of him bugging out. And then I had an issue with him. You don't disrespect people, kids. That's fighting. That's on site. You know what I mean? Because now
they disrespected. From what I heard when I listened to the interview, he claimed people wanted his daughter for the vocals or whatever, and they weren't hitting him up, so he felt like that was disrespect.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because again, the mother doesn't want her out there like that. He doing it. And that's the whole problem with him, is that sometimes he needs to chill. Kanye is impulsive, and because he got money, he's spending his bread. He may end up killing himself because he's going hard. He's blowing a lot of money fast, and it's gonna go away because what he's gonna do, he's gonna end up being like Damon Dash, where they're gonna silence him. You know what I mean? And you gotta understand, it's real when they blackball you, and they may really sit there and be like, "Yo, anybody working with Kanye, guess what? We find out Kanye produced any samples, anything for y'all." Dude, we ain't even gonna let your music come out. That's how they gonna blackball him, man. Cause they gonna say, yo, we sick of you, Kanye, because you just wilding out and the things you're saying. But he's making points. But like I said again, his delivery is terrible. Explain your actions. You know, even with his wife. The only reason he doing that shit with the clothes is because he trying to make people see, look at this black man make this white woman dress like this. I can make her get butt naked in front of everybody. That was his point. You know what I mean? But that's a wrong thing. And even with his wife, yo, that's why you know the chick is there for the money. Because ain't no woman would, let him do it. Look at what he did. He did that to Kim in the beginning. Remember, Kim was wearing that old stupid clothes he was wearing, this garbage. And then he turned around charging $100 for a t-shirt.
But you see, hold on. Adidas can't sell no shoe now. I mean, he did prove his point.
No,
everybody stopped buying Yeezys.
Yeezys was the hottest.
But you know what? But see, that right there proves, but guess what? It also proves a point. Guess what? Adidas, they lost $1 billion, but Kanye lost more in the deal. So again, you got to understand, all that stuff with Kanye, what he should do is that he proved the point that guess what? If my brand can sell like this, why you need Adidas for? Do it yourself. You know what I mean? What's so hard for you? You a billionaire. You claim to have all this money.
Well, he did.
No. His stuff failed. His stuff failed. He should have went out here and said, you know what? I can get a plan. I can go out here just like New Orleans. Go out there and buy factories. Build factories out there. It's cheaper for him to sit here and build his own thing. And then he could have said, I'm 100% black, 100%.
No, but stop. Even if he goes that way, what is the first thing that we do?
What?
We don't support, and then it's always internal hate.
Because guess what? He could have came out and said, I'm going to be the first one to have my own plan. I'm making my own sneakers. And guess what? All it takes is one more. Maybe he could have got Master P to say, you know what? I'm going to scope
anybody support Master P stuff?
You know what I mean? You really think Kanye's crazy ass wants to open up a shoe plant? No,
but But I'm just saying,
his ass just wants to get that quick money.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. That's why I said why his delivery is all messed up and his mindset. Because remember, Sway screamed on him and said, "Why are you dealing with these people? You do it yourself, then you got 100% power." These dudes always want to. He got the Jay-Z mentality where, you know what? I don't want to use my money. I'm gonna use these jokers' money. And remember what Dame said. Dame said, "Use your money, so you got 100% control." That's why Dame is out of money, because everything Dame does, he don't have nobody backing him. He using his own money. So when you use your own money, you in charge. Just like even with 50, have you noticed every time something go wrong, 50 got to say, "Oh, I'm gonna take the show. I'm gonna take the show," because he got complete control of it to a certain extent. You know what I mean? That's why it's so important. And that's the same thing with Kanye. I tell you all the time, the man delivery is terrible, but he be saying good stuff. Just like a lot of people, when he went off about abortion, he was telling the truth, but the delivery was terrible. It's a way you do things. Remember, I told you, it's a time and place for everything. Sometimes it's not a time to make people woke. You know what I mean? You're just not at a right person. It's like going to a funeral and now you want to talk about politics. That's not a right place to talk about politics at. Don't do that. You know what I mean? And that's the whole thing with Kanye. Kanye goes to the next level and then he makes people hate him. And then everybody that's supposed to be his friends, he turning on him because he wants people to agree with him and stuff. And that's the biggest problem, is that he wants that, "Yo, Kanye, dog, come on, man, you chilling, you bugging."
But do you really believe Kanye actually has friends, or does he have people that just use him for his musical ability and talent?
I think he had friends, but what we all know, sometimes you just got to cut cats loose. And you be like, "Yo, bro, I can't go that route." That don't make sense. Just like I give you an example. I had guys say, "Yo, dog, I don't care about this job. I don't care." Well, you may not care, but we still peoples, but I got to do my job to my best and my ability because you don't care. So when the cat get fired and everything, what's the first thing they do? Most people isolated do when they get fired. They no longer talk to him no more, because that right there show y'all was never really friends. It was just work relationship. That's all that was. But you got to have that certain mentality,
See, he grew up in a different generation than me and Sheem. So he's to the point where he just don't give two shits on him no more. Like, he don't care what nobody think about him. He don't care how his delivery is. That's Kanye.
No,
he's just gonna go out there and show his ass.
When you got money, and this is the whole thing about having money, and people don't understand. When you got money, you can say what you want to say, because he can sit here and say, "What you gonna do to me? You can't do anything. You can't stop me. I got enough money." Guess what? Just like how Kanye feeling. If I don't put out no music for the next 5 years, I still got enough money to survive. Cats like us, we can't do that. It's like going to work and telling your boss you coming to, "I ain't doing nothing."
See, but the thing is, if he acts like that, he's learned real quick that the people can't make him lose money. Stop buying all his products. Stop, they're obviously going to listen to his music, but they ain't going to be hating on him just because the way he acts.
Yeah, and that's
going to lose money.
He's isolating himself. Yeah, because now nobody want to walk next to him, because you got to feel you're going to be damaged by him. That's what he's doing, the Dame shit. Mind you, Dame and Dash. Nobody, if you peep game, Dame pitched so many cats on, but have you noticed? You ain't heard one guy say, "Yo, I got Dame." Even Cam flipped on him. "Yo, Dame, that's your fault. You stopped getting money." You know what I mean? Instead of him sitting there saying, "Yo, I got Cam, I'm going to bring Dame on my show."
Bro,
Think about it.
Kanye runs all the people that are around him away because of the way he acts, bro.
And that's the truth.
Kanye had real friends and just drove him off because he think nobody care about him, nobody actually doing stuff for him.
And
it's like, bro, you did this to yourself.
Remember, his mind is playing tricks on him too, because Kanye has never, I don't think he has ever addressed his mother issue. He has not. If you look at his history,
he did in the Donda album.
But nah, dude. He went from having wanted black women, being around black folks, to after his mama died, no guidance. That joker went after the Kardashian girls. He loved that shit. And what happened was, and if you paid attention, sorry to say, only Ray J escaped. Everybody that fucked with them Kardashians be fucked up.
Well, that's why I asked is like the real friend thing, where it's like we get he's a genius musically, and even some of his ideology doesn't be necessarily wrong, but he don't have no one to sit him down. Like everyone thought, well,
Because he
Jay-Z
don't
is
listen
big
to
bro.
nobody.
Well, no, but listen, I get what you're saying, but everyone has someone to tell you, sit your behind down and this, that, and the other. He don't have no one. And like the person everyone thought, yo, well, he got Jay-Z, and then we find out that whole situation was fake from the start.
Yep.
The only person that was bigger than him, and that's the whole thing with Kanye is, I think if Jay and them was actually his big bro, he's bigger. Kanye's still not bigger than Jay-Z. So certain people you gotta sit down and shut up and listen to. But now everyone everyone in his circles under him, and I think that's his biggest problem.
But I told you, stop what I said before. What did you say? Your words was he don't have any real friends. Told you, bro. He hasn't had a friend since his mother died. That was his friend. That was his best friend. Remember what he said? That was his best friend. Every time he got in some shit, he would go see his mother. His mother be like, yo, let me get you back down. We got to get you back down. And that's the biggest thing. You got to get him back down. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you still
okay. Yeah, so again, that's his biggest problem. And like you said, he don't have any, like you said, any close people around him because he isolated himself. He ran all them cats away because sometimes certain dudes, you gotta let them go. And like I said, is it messed up? Yeah. But again, he got to get dropped and then he'll come back and be like, yo, dog, I was wild. Because if you ever notice, don't he always do that after he go on his tantrums and stuff, and then all of a sudden he come back and apologize? Look how he apologizes to Drake now, because now he's trying to, I think with Drake, he's trying to be nice to Drake because he want to hit. You know what I mean?
So no, that's what he's trying to do. I think you're right on that. It's just sad because I still think the man still has another, even musically, I still think he got a lot to offer in the game, and then even him outside of music.
I think he needs time out. He got a lot of things, and some to him is that I think messing him up. And this is something that it goes back being a man. He got kids, and his kids, he's not around his kids enough. He needs to take time away and just detox for 2 years. And he should be taking, if I was Kanye, he should be sitting there taking his kids and doing trips. Everything should be about his kids right now so he can get regrounded. Because right now, them the only ones that love him for being daddy. And he needs to go ahead and get regrounded. He's not grounded anymore. And like I said, when he's all over the place, it's the worst to be all over the place. And him losing his kids and all that stuff, I don't think he has recovered from that either. Losing his kids. And when I mean losing his kids, he can't see his kids anytime he wants. You see him, what is it? Every 2 months he crying out, talking about he don't know where his kids is at. You know what I mean? He can't talk to none of his kids or, and he wilding out. So again, he got a lot on his plate. And I feel for the brother because he does, instead of everybody hating on him, he does need help. But he's one of them dudes. Remember, let's keep it real. We know somebody that we be sitting there saying, man, he a good dude. But while he on them drugs and his mind is out, he's a whole different animal.
Yeah, I think I really think, in all honesty, I really think he has pure intentions. And then, like you said, it's just he got to get grounded in a lot of people. And then, even if he had no disrespect to his wife, a strong female around him, it'd be a lot better. Because, but I don't know.
I'm going to give you another thing, too. He got God issues. Remember, he talk about God. He got his kid issues. He's still hurt over the Kim situation. He still got his mama issues. And then he got personal demons in him. So you got, because I wouldn't be shocked that, Kanye is up in that. He was around that sex stuff. So you never know. And all them dudes doing them drugs, like I said, you don't know what happened. Then, like I said, a mental thing. You find out your wife, let's keep it real. He probably seen more tapes of Kim doing shit, driving him crazy in his head. You know what I mean? He got to realize, damn, his wife cheated on him in the marriage. Then he got to turn around, who he cried to? He ain't got no daddy to cry to. Kanye even, do he got a brother? I don't think he's the only child, right? So he ain't got nobody to run to. And like you said, you go to the big homie Jay, and Jay throw the bird at you. He don't come to your wedding. You start noticing, wait a minute, dog. This nigga only time he want to deal with you is to do music. So
and I think that would really hurt him. Like,
yeah,
even like the Drake stuff. If you listen, because he says it, he's like, no, we like family. It's not really issues like that, but I think when we be like, oh, well, they just industry friends. I think Kanye really goes pure into these relationships.
No, think about it. He said like Beans. He's like Beans. Like Beans said, yo, I thought we was family. And they don't understand. It's not family. It's business. Everything is business. You ain't friends until y'all dudes really do something stuff. And you can sit here and say, yo, we friends. Like I tell a lot of people, you got people that you say friends or they associates. Know the difference. You ain't got 100 friends. You got 100 associates.
Well, I think that's the thing. You know? I think that's what hurts him. And I really think he goes out there and he wears his heart. He does this. Hey, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that. Like, even like he says the Jim Jones thing, where he's like, yo, I don't mind that you making money off of me, but at the same token,
tell me.
Like you making money.
You got to make it. He came across acting like, yo, Jim pinned him on. He ain't getting a piece. And just say, yo, Jim, I'm just letting you know, Con, yo, I'm going to pitch you on to this, yo. They going to hit me off with a side piece.
Yeah, but I tell you, hey, go holla at Pops. Yep. I just need you to go get a meeting with Pops. He's like, okay, cool. I'll go do that. Now Pops tell you, oh, you know, I recoup some bread. You know, Sheem recoup bread off of you. You don't be.
Yep.
Okay? Now you don't look at him differently because you don't
like
be
like a side deal.
Yeah, because
if you tell a cat, it's a difference. When you tell them, it's a whole difference. And like I said,
why you want to hit me up and you want to take pictures with me and you want to.
But I'm gonna say this. Why did Kanye had to say that? To me, I don't think he should have came out.
Well, I think he's hurt. Jones ain't like when I know, but I'm saying, but he hurt. Like people lash out, and he's looking.
Hold up.
And how long has he been lashing out for though? Like 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, but remember what I told you, Rob, about being a Twitter figure or a text messenger and send nasty shit to people? Because what happens when you see nasty stuff? You keep remember and then you can't change it. And that's why I say sometimes is it worth saying it or be quiet and be like, okay, if I do go off, it's going to be some fire.
He got 10 million things going on his head, so now it's just impulse, and. But I don't know. I really do. We'll wrap up the Kanye topic here, but I really do hope, man, he get it together. But let me ask you this: even though that the Drake and your boy Kendrick stuff is over and everything else, it seems like the lane is wide open. Are y'all expecting a new artist to break art, or do you think it's gonna be someone from the past to come with something?
I think it's gonna be a new artist, but I think how it looking, they trying to push this women movement, but it's time for.
You don't think it's over?
I don't know. I think it's time for one conscious rapper to come out.
No, because during the summer, the girls start coming out with some bullshit,
and
all the girls
you're gonna get
that.
Yeah, but I think you're gonna get a summer banger. Somebody's gonna have a nice, because it's like you said, it's open. The lane is open because it might even be an old school cat come out. But I don't think an old school cat is going to market to your generation. They'll market more towards mine. So I think for y'all going to get somebody, you know what, it's going to probably be a trap dude. It's going to be somebody, because Gucci is due to, to sign somebody.
You think Gucci got another? Oh, you said an artist. Or Gucci
it's time for him to get another artist real quick that he could still
give him 2 albums. Shiesty at a halfway house now, so
he might be getting. So if he's at the halfway, he gearing up for Shiesty to come back strong. So you're probably gonna get him to come out with something, and because he got to come out and brag. I did my 80 months like a G. They tried to test me. Shiesty ain't the one. Yo, all that nonsense. Shit. I was up there robbing.
Hey, hold on. What was that? What was that again?
Nonsense. Come on,
bro.
You know why I want to come out with a summer banger out of nowhere? T motherfucking Grizzley.
I think I think
But you
this
know what? He
mixtape
just,
is.
but T don't never get T to get a banger, dog. I keep trying to tell you for a summer hit, it gotta be more than 3 minutes.
Bro, First Day Out. First Day Out was a summer banger, bro.
But he don't give you more than 3 minutes.
That was a 3.5 to 4 minute song. What do you mean?
Nah, cause it didn't get hit like that, bro. You gotta
First
have that
Day Out didn't get hit like that?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, you're delusional, bro.
You're delusional. If it don't get on the radio, it's delusional. It got a summer banger don't mean streaming and internet. We talking about on the radio when you sit here and say, I hate that song, and they keep banging. Try to get in no Atlanta market, baby. Tell him, Ra, T don't get on no radio in Atlanta. T, I don't even think T Grizzly had one song.
T Grizzly, First Day
in
Out,
Atlanta?
4 minutes 22 seconds. That song went worldwide. Worldwide. You can't tell me it didn't. Rasheem, tell him, bro. Tell him about First Day Out. He obviously don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna split it.
Wasn't I'm the guy that defended this guy? I
Yeah,
swear,
you did.
rewind the tapes. I'm the one
Well, you ain't defending him now. You sure as hell ain't defending him now.
I'm the one that told y'all he had a platinum joint. Y'all told me, wait a minute, we gotta pull the numbers up. Now Big Low wanna come up here and
hold on. I defended him too. T Grizzly, I love T Grizzly, bro. What are you?
Rewind the tape.
Rewind the tape.
Was it who was harassing me? Was it Cass was like, you crazy? And I said, yo, man, this dude got some bangers. So don't tell me. I know what he got, bro. And I know it. Ron tell you, I listen to the New York market. If you don't get in New York, you ain't popping, bro.
He went worldwide, bro. I don't know.
He ain't go no worldwide. He didn't even get West Coast. He couldn't even go to Portland. He ain't getting nothing.
Portland.
You keep forgetting that's that Tennessee life y'all in. That Tennessee shit.
Bro, I was in Texas when it released. What do you mean?
But hey, so besides Secret,
no. We just talking about it. What's they got all of that? Them cats from Gucci dudes made New York. Shaga made New York.
Oh, Who
made New York?
Bro, okay.
You what? Shiesty started having them cats talk about some.
First Day Out is better than any song that Shiesty has ever made, bro. Prove me wrong.
You tripping on that?
Bro, okay. Rasheem, stop.
Shiesty was the hold on. Let's rewind. Hold on.
Stop this.
Shiesty before he.
Y'all be slobbing on that Back in Blood, bro. Y'all be slobbing on that shit. It's not even that good, bro.
You weren't out. See, you weren't outside when Shiesty, that Back in Blood was during COVID, and that thing was a anthem.
Shit, he had Chicago,
you're not,
bro.
But y'all trying to tell me First Day Out not an anthem.
It was, but
we had with Smurf on it. He killed Chicago. He had Chicago market.
Listen,
why you think Gucci didn't release him?
Hey, listen.
Gucci
matter of fact, Omar, I know you don't give no fucks about streams, but I'm gonna look this up for you. See how many streams First Day Out compared to Back in Blood, bro.
Dude, I don't care about the dude. Back in Blood is a bigger song than First Day Out. Rose, and listen, we can ask Rose about this next week when he come back. We don't make a poll. You weren't listen, Lo, you weren't outside then.
No, Shiesty had New York, California. Ty Grizzly ain't got one song that hit Atlanta.
Nah, you ain't.
That song didn't even make Atlanta ear-wise. Look at it. He made
no ear-wise. You know how long Back in Blood was the #1 song, dog?
Shit, as a matter of fact, ain't that the one that got his ass in jail?
Yeah.
That's why he went to jail because of that.
50 mil.
Prosecuted him.
50 mil more.
What?
First Day Out got 50 mil more. Longer. 3 years, bro.
First Day Out is older than 3 years.
2017, bro. Look it up.
2017, we 25.
2025.
I know what I'm saying, but like Back in Blood got dropped in 2020. That's 3 years older than it.
Okay, so that's still dog. You know, you'll have to watch.
And another thing too, we wasn't even streaming back then.
Yeah. That was COVID. You don't even understand, like COVID, dog. You don't know about no Back in Blood,
bro. I know.
No, low.
Stop it.
Back in Blood. That's not even supposed to be in the club. That was not a radio song. That was a diss song.
Matter of fact, you know what? That was you know what, right? To think about it, that was the banger for the summer. That was the banger in the club.
It was because nobody was fucking dropping music.
You know what I mean? That was the club banger.
That's when music was that time. You don't understand. Like, nah, you tripping on that one. You are tripping on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you this. So besides T Grizzly, we got Shiesty there. Y'all got any mainstream people y'all expecting new music from?
I think I'm gonna be honest. I think it's gonna be an old school dude. I think an old school dude is due for one sneaky song. You know what I mean?
Nah.
I think somebody's gonna drop something with Usher. You know what I mean? That's your guarantee hit. Drop a song with Usher or something. Have him sing in the background or something. Because it's time for a lovey song. We ain't have a good dude give us a good love rap song in a minute since. Matter of fact, Money Banks. Money Yo was the last one, right? Waukesha. I don't know.
You know what? You know who's gonna come out swinging this summer like he always does? Uzi. Uzi always drops bangers in the summer.
I think Uzi done.
Yeah. No. You know what he gonna do? He coming back with a song with his girl JT, because she using her sex. You see her? She went and redid her whole body. So she about to come out here and do some sex, and you know you gotta have a little suspect running around with the he gonna be running.
But let me ask you this:
I miss Money Longer Uzi, bro.
You ain't get that was his prime.
I missed that, bro.
But before we wrap it up here, let me ask y'all this: we're gonna start off with you, Lo. Any era of rap music you can go back to, which era?
Mid-90s.
Okay. Why?
Bro, that was when all the shit was popping off, boy. 50 Cent, The Game, Dre. Come on.
Mid-90s, you're a little too early.
Bro, I love early 90s rap, late 90s rap. I love 90s rap, bro. Like I have a whole playlist dedicated to it. I love that shit.
Pops?
Me, 96 to like 2007 or something like that. I think that was the era where it was the golden era where you had every type. You had everybody had a way to get in. You had, like I said before, you had the little nerds. You had the horror raps. You had the intelligent rap. You had the conscious raps. You had the gangster raps. You had every type, and everybody had a position to play. So I love that era because you can get anything you want. This new era,
it all sounds similar nowadays.
That or you got to turn it off.
I'm gonna put mine. I want to go back to. You always talk about KSR1 and Big Daddy Kane era. I would go back then. I like the.
When is
so
that?
That's 88 then, bro. That's 88 to.
I would like to go back there where.
See, there's just not a lot of like rap in that like later 80s. I mean, there was, but like there wasn't as much of an abundance of rap like there was in the 90s.
It was.
I mean,
what it was more. It was
different type of.
It was battle.
But to me, I really call that. I like the story. Like to me, that's more like storytelling. Like behind it, like
86. I say 86 to 86 to 96. All those style rappers, like you said, they gave a story. Everything was around the gangster on the corner, a dream, and they would tell you, it's called street life. It's called a dreaming. Half times, they had stories about being mobsters and gangsters and stuff. So it was always a storyteller. That's why I told you, pay attention. Those dudes, they songs were like 4 to 5 minutes. You were like, damn, dog, you still rapping? You know what I mean? So that's how it was back then. And then you got the golden era where All of those guys are still there. But see, the whole thing about hip hop, I think what messed up hip hop a lot too is that they put a date they dated. No other music is dated except for hip hop, you know. And like I said again, with how hip hop changed is the lyrics. Everything changed with the lyrics, and before you couldn't, you know, it was rappers out who never cursed. You know, they had songs that we won't curse, we won't do this. Now, boy, these, like I said, these women are so nasty on the radio. I ain't never heard nothing like that.
I feel like a lot of modern day rappers nowadays, they're trying to sound like the big dogs of '90s, but with a modern beat. And so it just threw the whole thing off when everybody just started sounding similar. Like I like the rappers who have their own distinct, unique sound, and their unique stories behind it. But
well, because that's what streaming. The whole thing with streaming, behind streaming, and really is the mimicry. I mean, you can look at podcasting, you can look at this random YouTubers, you can throw all that stuff. Musicians, everyone listens to a certain sound and a certain stuff, and it's programmed to this is gonna go. So like now you notice. Now no one said anything. Now when people fall off, no disrespect, but now what you see, Lil Baby, he follows so much the auto-tune now. A lot of stuff is so funny now that the newer rappers, you don't hear auto-tune. You want them to connect the connection with the voice. But when you start falling off, now they gotta sing, they gotta do this, and it's like you're looking for something to catch, but it's like you already had your audience. Why follow up now? But you look.
Well, what they do is it's called, they try to change. Even like Kendrick, that's why I don't feel Kendrick no more, because Kendrick now, he's singing. Dude, I ain't asked you to sing, but now they think that's the move. You know, if you ever look at dudes' rap careers, look how.
So when Kendrick does it, it's not good, but when Drake does it, it's all right.
No, I don't like. See, you got to understand the difference. Drake always do it. Kendrick didn't ever start off singing. You know what I mean? Now that's like somebody saying Ja Rule. Ja Rule was singing. You know what I mean? So you can't get mad at him for doing it. I ain't mad at Drake because I told you I feel Drake is the new Ja Rule. You know what I mean? But much better. Because, hey, he can sing. He's multi-talented. And people laugh at him and disrespect him.
Matter of fact, hold on a damn minute. Kendrick does have old songs that he sang on. It ain't just new. You can't tell it. Swimming pools.
Swimming pools, I don't call that singing. That was
bro,
that's like
what?
That's not singing, really.
So if Drake did it, was probably gonna be singing, right?
No, I ain't knocking. Listen, I'll tell you how Drake is. Drake, to me, I don't even knock him for the singing part. Honestly, I really thought Drake was gonna do something different for the first time. I thought he was gonna come out with an R&B album. I think he should have did that. I tell you who I really want to hear, and y'all gonna probably laugh. I want to hear him and Chris Brown rapping together. I like Chris Brown rapping. I know y'all laughing, but I like Chris rapping. I like Breezy up there. I think him and Breezy could go platinum off the thing. Nope.
I mean, they got one song they did together.
I think they can go platinum. You know what I mean? I would like to see them just rap. Two light-skinned dudes. Shit, go get it. Get it. See if I can get that money.
That was out of pocket.
You know?
Two light-skinned dudes, go get it.
That was out of pocket. Well, I don't know. I think but I don't know, Lo. Drake, you heard Drake's new song, though. You didn't hear the title? The new title of the song.
The new title? What do you mean?
The new title of the song. You ain't hear what it said.
You talking about of the leak?
Yeah, the title of the song.
Nah.
You know what it says? Lions and skill. Captain is not.
Fuck it, I'm stacked, but I don't have to sell dope just because I'm black and rap. Facts.